What's going on, guys? This is Nick with No Filter Reviews. Today we're going to be going through every single Battlefield trailer from the beginning to the latest trailer. I'm excited for the new one to come out. Please like, subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. I do a lot of videos like this. I do reaction videos. This is the first time to the channel. Welcome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play the trailer, and then I'm going to give a little bit of information about the game right after the trailer. So let's go ahead and get into this.
Games. Challenge everything.
Alright, y'all, so that first one was Battlefield 1942. The release date was September 10th, 2002. Setting was World War II, and the sales over 3 million copies sold. Estimated revenue, assuming on average the price was around $50, that's approximately $150 million. The Metacritic score was 89 out of 100. So the general reception for this game was highly positive. People liked the conquest mode and the large-scale battles. So next up, Battlefield Vietnam.
Requesting airstrike on my position. Roger. Over and out.
Battlefield Vietnam came out March 14th, 2004. The setting is obviously the Vietnam War. 1.36 million copies sold. Assuming the average price of the game was around $50, that's $68 million. The average User rating, the Metacritic review was 84 out of 100. It was generally well received. It had an updated refractor engine and a little bit more immersive settings. There was a lot of improvement to the vehicle mechanics and like foliage in this particular game, but it was kind of less successful than its predecessor commercially. But overall, a win for these guys and another good Battlefield game. Next up, Battlefield 2.
EA Games. Challenge everything.
Initiating satellite scan. Camera deployed. Link establishing. Satellite coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Outpost is being overrun. Artillery firing.
Battlefield 2. So this was released in June 21st, 2005. The setting is more modern warfare. 2.25 million copies sold by July of 2006. The estimated revenue was $112.5 million. In 2005, the franchise also got an additional 7.6 million, and then an additional 3 million after that from franchise items. There was a really good, strong early performance with this game. It had a very good Metacritic score of 91 out of 100, and it was really praised for its squad-based gameplay and its skill tracking. That was something kind of new. Also, there was a couple expansion packs with this game, Special Forces and 2 other booster packs, Armored Fury and Euroforce. Overall, amazing game. Let's go ahead and get to our next trailer, Battlefield 2. Modern combat, baby. want to apologize. I tried to get the best HD trailer I could for that game. That was the best one I could find. But anyway, so that one was released October 24th, 2005. It has a Modern Warfare setting. 1.64 million copies were sold. They made approximately $82 million on that game. And it got an 80 out of 100 on the Metacritic score. Console folks really liked the 24-person matches, although it was way less expansive on console versus PC. It was basically a console-focused spinoff of Battlefield 2 with a really robust single-player mode, but with much limited online play. Next up, let's talk about Battlefield 2142. Battlefield 2142. The release date for this was October 17, 2006. The setting was more futuristic in this game. The sales figures are actually difficult to find around this game, so I don't really have the sales figures for you. From what I did see, it was about 1 to 2 million, but nothing really specific. There was roughly 1.5 million sold, so let's say the price is around $50 a game. So we'll say around 75 million. On the Metacritic score, it got an 80 out of 100. There was some mixed reviews based on a lot of the advertisements. A lot of people complaining about too many in-game advertisements. Something new at the time is it introduced Titan, which is a giant airship, and there was a lot of airship battles. There was an expansion for this game, and it was called Northern Strike. Next up, we're going to be talking about Battlefield Bad Company.
Deep within the U.S. Army,
exists an elite force deployed for precise tactical operations. These are the men. Who are totally not the guys I was just talking about.
I know what I'm doing. This is a shortcut. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. If I had a penny for every time you said that, I wouldn't be needing this gold. Hey, welcome to the sandbox. You smell very clean.
The Army's launching an offensive, and we're going to be the first ones to go in.
Haven't they got guys specially trained for that?
Well, we're going in before them. They're too expensive to wait.
Lay down your arms, or we will take you by force. Yeah? Says you and what army? What? I just always wanted to say that. What? Sounds cool. I'm not sure that this is happening for the right reasons. Gold sweets, 24 carats. What kind of motivation do you need?
The U.S. assault is coming this way. If they catch up with us, we're never going to be able to get that gold.
We need to get out of here. No shit! You want me to make a plan for you?
Is this your idea of fun, Haggard?
Well, yeah.
Alright, y'all. I get really excited about this one because this is right when I started really playing the Battlefield games. Bad Company came out in 2008. It was released on PS3 and Xbox 360. It had the setting is near future U.S. versus Russia. 2.3 million copies sold. In the first week, there was 500,000. Estimated revenue, $138 million. Average user rating on the Metacritic score was 84 out of 100 for PS3. 83 out of 100 for Xbox 360. It was well received for the single player playthrough, as well as the destructive environment and the different destructive mechanics. Very fun game. If you guys haven't played it, pick it up. This was the first game where it introduced the Frostbite engine, enabling dynamic destruction, really focusing on a smaller, dynamic story experience. Next up, we're going to be talking about Battlefield 1943. Let's check it out. Alright, so Battlefield 1943 was released July 8th, 2009, Xbox 360, PS3, and there was a PC version, but it was actually canceled. The setting for this one was World War II. There was 1.5 million copies sold. It was actually a digitally only, or a digital only, so it was a little different. Before they were all released on, DVD. Approximately 22.5 million. Metacritic score was actually not bad. 84 out of 100 for Xbox 360, 83 for 100 out of 100 for PS3. It was definitely praised for its accessibility, kind of like an arcade-like style multiplayer. It was a download-only title using the Frostbite engine, focused on a smaller scale multiplayer. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about Bad Company 2.
Peggy 16.
again, I love the Bad Company games. I think they were the best early on. They really kind of revolutionized things, so I'm a little biased here, but Bad Company 2 was released on March 2nd, 2010 as a PC, PS3, and Xbox 360. Setting was more Modern Warfare. There was 9 million copies sold. The first week of sales, there was 1.39 million. They made approximately $540 million with this game. That's huge. The Metacritic score was 88 out of 100 for PC, 87 out of 100 for PS3, and 88 out of 100 for Xbox 360. It was highly praised for the enhanced destruction and the multiplayer depth. It had a expanded multiplayer scale and an improved Frostbite engine. Definitely a fan favorite for its balance of both single player and multiplayer. Next up, Battlefield Play for Free. So Battlefield Play for Free was released April 4th, 2011. PC, and it was open beta. There was a Modern Warfare setting. It was free to play with microtransactions. Estimated revenue, it generated millions through microtransactions, but there's not really any exact figures. And there was no Metacritic score due to the free-to-play model. But the feedback was definitely mixed on that one. Next up, we're going to talk about Battlefield 3.
Peggy 16.
آماده‌ای؟ هجوم. Shame. You come to our country to murder us, yet we are the terrorists?
All call signs mystic. We on mission launch. Repeat, we on mission launch.
18 hours ago, I get a call from Homeland Security saying there's a Marine in detention I need to talk to.
Gentlemen, as you know, we're dealing with insurgents crossing over from Iran.
You want us to believe that there's a PLR threat and Solomon's at the head?
You're the quick reaction force, gentlemen. Trusting you to handle this.
The nuke is still out there. Can't just walk away from the threat.
Let's go find our Marines.
Get down on the ground! I said get down on the ground!
This is not a trial. You are guilty. I know how your fucking story ends.
So Battlefield 3 was released October 25th, 2011 on PC, PS3, and also Xbox 360. The setting was Modern Warfare. 15 million copies shipped by May of 2012. And 13.26 million were sold in 31 weeks. First week of sales was 4.68 million. The revenue it generated was over 300 million in its initial period. That's roughly, and then assuming 15 million copies at $60 a pop, that's $900 million they made on that game. Metacritic score was 89 out of 100 for PC, 85 out of 100 for PS3, and 84 out of 100 for Xbox 360. It was highly acclaimed for multiplayer and used the Frostbite 2 engine, increasing visuals. Very nice game at the time. And that was EA's fastest selling game at the time, with 5 million copies sold in the first week. Beta had almost 9 million players. Next up, we're going to talk about Battlefield 4.
This wasn't supposed to be how it happened.
I'm still sinking. If you're the man I think you are, you know what you have to do. Take my gun. Now, Wrecker, shoot out the window. Negative, don't do it. Shoot out the window, you all die.
Life's a game, but it's not fair. I break the rules, so I don't care. So I keep doing my own thing. Victories within the mile. Almost there, don't give up now. Only thing that's on my mind is who gonna run this town tonight.
Product not yet rated.
So Battlefield 4 was released October 29th, 2013 on PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. The setting was Modern Warfare. The first week of sales were 2.59 million, and the total sales estimated 7.10 million. Estimated revenue, assuming 8 million copies at $60 a piece, approximately $480 million. Average rating, Metacritic score, 81 out of 100 for PC, 85 out of 100 for PS4, and 81 out of 100 for Xbox One. There were some launch issues with this game. There was bugs and a bunch of server problems that impacted the initial reception of it. It introduced Levolution for dynamic map changes. The struggled launch issues later became stabilized, and it became a fairly common, well-known game. Next, we're going to talk about Battlefield Hardline.
207 SWAT team, move in. 480 in progress, high-speed pursuit. Stand up.
Police! Get your hands where I can see them!
You know that whole criminal psychopath thing? These dudes' method act that, man. You scared yet?
We're here to play bad cop, worst cop. Okay, let's jump right to worst cop.
I want a 3-man team going in here and another here. Snipers, here and here.
You're convinced that you're just one of the good guys. There's no such thing, son.
Battlefield Hardline, rated M for mature.
Battlefield Hardline was released March 17th, 2015 on PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. The setting was cops versus criminals. In the first week of sales, there was 1.48 million. Assuming 2.3 million total sales at $60 a piece, that's 120 to 180 million dollars. Didn't really do that well in the Metacritic scores. It's 71 out of 100 for PC, 73 out of 100 for PS4, 72 out of 100 for Xbox One. And there was mixed reception due to its departure from the military themes, kind of a different game style, developed by Visceral Games, and it focused on police-themed gameplay. At the time, it was less successful than other titles. Next, we're going to talk about Battlefield 1.
PlayStation.
Was released October 21st, 2016, and it was released on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. The setting for this game was World War I. 5.13 million copies on the Xbox One alone were sold. First week of sales were 3.46 million, estimating a total sales of 15 million based on reports of 25 million players. The estimated revenue, assuming 15 million copies at $60 a piece, it made approximately $900 million. The Metacritic score for this was 80 out of 100 for PC, 89 out of 100 for PS4, and 87 out of 100 for Xbox One. It was widely praised for the campaign and multiplayer atmosphere. Very well received game. It returned to a lot of the historical settings, focusing on World War I, and it had a very strong commercial success. Next, we're going to talk about Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 was released on November 20th, 2018 on PC, PS4, Xbox One. It was a World War II setting, and there were 7.3 million copies sold by the end of 2018. Estimated revenue at the average price of $60, that's $438 million. The Metacritic score, 81 out of 100 on PC, 78 out of 100 on PS4, and 80 out of 100 on Xbox One. It had some mixed receptions due to launch content like shortages and historical inaccuracies. There was some backlash, and that backlash was due to customization options and lack of battle royale mode at launch. Sold way below expectations. Next, we're going to talk about Battlefield 2042.
Incoming fire!
Attention all squads. The Russian troops are falling back. Do whatever you can to secure the sectors. We push them back, but not far enough. Do not let them regroup. Hostile close!
2042. It's released November 19, 2021 on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series. The setting was near future 2042. The first week of sales is 4.23 million. In March of 2025, 30,000 copies sold for 700,000 on Steam. Total sales estimated 5 to 7 million. Assuming 6 million copies at $60 a piece, there was approximately $360 million. Steam data suggests $700,000 in a single month, indicating ongoing sales. This one kind of bombed on the Metacritic scores, right? 68 out of 100 on PC, 66 out of 100 on PS5, and 64 out of 100 on the Xbox Series. 5 out of 10 on Steam. It was poorly received due to launch issues, lack of content, removal of the class system. There was a lot of bugs with this game when they initially launched it. It was a multiplayer only title with 128 player servers and portal mode. Criticized very heavily, had lots of issues at launch, and sometimes has issues even now depending on desktop and PC players and their hardware. So, and last but not least, the latest trailer, Battlefield 6.
A warning to the good, the evil, and the lost. This is war. To the soldier, the victim, the martyr, the cost. This is war. It's the truth, it's the lie, the moment to defy, to live, to die, to fight, to the left, to the right. We're ready.